realise that we're obviously abiding to the social distancing rules, and it's made it a little bit harder, and we haven't got as many people here as we'd like to have, but I do appreciate those that have turned up. Look, this has been a long time in the making, and we're so glad to be here today to be able to do this. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet today, and acknowledging their elders, past, present and emerging. It's, as I said, been a long journey. We're glad to be here. Someone that's been instrumental in this journey from start to finish is our local member, Michael Johnsen. So I might start by handing over and letting Michael say a few words, and I dare say by the time he's finished there won't be much left for me to say. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Wayne, and I appreciate the fact that we're able to gather here today in the format that we are on what is a momentous day here for Murrurundi. And can I also acknowledge our Mayor, Wayne Beddgood, and also Councillor Josh Brown. Wonderful to see you here, and General Manager and staff of the Upper Hunter Shire Council. It's wonderful that people can be here, and some members of the community in the distance there. Again, this is a momentous occasion for Murrurundi, and I remember back in 2014 when we had to cut the town water supply off, albeit at that time for an algae outbreak, and it was a problem for Murrurundi, as water has been a problem for Murrurundi for many decades. We vowed and declared at that time when we were on council that while ever we were in the position to be able to do something about this, that we would fix this problem. Well, here we are, 6 years down the track. We got a commitment from the state government of the day, the current New South Wales government, and funnily enough, I was elected to that government in 2015. We were able to gain the money sooner rather than later, put it in the bank so that the Upper Hunter Shire Council could work with Public Works on this particular project. Of course, this links up with the water pipeline going from Glenbourne Dam into Scone, and now, of course, going from Scone into Murrurundi. Ultimately, what it does is it provides long-term water security for the residents of Murrurundi, something that they've never had before in terms of being able to have that water security, and that is the most important thing for people. In fact, I spoke to a resident this morning who said she had a wonderful long hot shower this morning, and she was very happy about it, wasn't she? Sorry. Cut that, please, Andy. And what that really means for people is, again, that lifeblood of water is secure permanently here in Murrurundi, coming from Glenbourne Dam through that pipeline. And of course the villages along the way of Parkville, Wingen, Blandford will also have the ability to have water supplied to them from this particular pipeline. So for literally many decades to come, Murrurundi and the villages between Scone and Murrurundi will now have the opportunity, or have that permanent water security, which is so important for the lifeblood of the town, but also important for the business aspect and for bringing people to town. That we all know that when businesses want to relocate, and there is one particular business that I can think of that is looking to relocate and set up here in Murrurundi, one of their key requirements is water. Now they'll be able to do that. They'll be able to come in here in Murrurundi, set up their business, employ people, which only generates a level of vibrancy into the town of Murrurundi, and I'm sure the people of Murrurundi will celebrate in due course. So congratulations to everyone involved. Congratulations to the Upper Hunter Shire Council staff. You've seen this through along in partnership with the state government, and now congratulations and well wishes to the people of Murrurundi. You now have a great permanent water supply. Thank you.
Well done, Michael.
Oh, sorry, I can't touch it, can I?
You took it.
Our water bottle's 1.5 litres a day.
So thank you for that, Michael. Look, I'd like to follow up by thanking initially the state government, we could not have done this without the over $13 million that they put into this project. And that was an absolute godsend and allowed us to get on and do the job. I believe they came from the Restart, Water Security for Regions, Restart, so there was government funding. And if you'd like to pass on to the Minister our thanks for that, and also the fact that this pipeline, as Michael has mentioned, now allows us to work on the reticulated water within the villages along the 40-kilometre route. So it goes a long way to drought-proofing our Shire, and there's more to do, but this is a great first step. We'd also like to thank Lead Engineering and Construction. They were super. They were on time. They didn't miss a beat. The fact that it was very dry and we had a drought certainly aided them in their progress, but they were great. Minimal disruptions to landholders. I'd also like to thank the landholders. There are 24 landholders, I believe. The pipeline goes through or under their land, and they were all very good and obliging and worked with us to make that happen. There was also a very extensive Aboriginal heritage impact assessment done to get the permit for that. There were many people worked on that, and they worked on it for a long time. I'd like to thank them. Also the local Aboriginal land councils that were involved, thank you to them. Michael's already thanked council staff, but I'll reiterate that there are a lot of staff, not just the ones that are working on the pipeline, ones that are working in the offices, getting the plans together, getting the funding, and overseeing the project. All of those staff deserve recognition for this and getting the project in on time and up and running when we really do need it. I feel there's someone else I've forgotten. Hope not. That to one side. There is a group of people that I've forgotten, and I shouldn't, and that's the residents of Murrurundi. They have been absolutely superb throughout this. They have put up with a record-breaking drought, hot weather, and they've been on restrictions, and the most severe restrictions you can have without having no water. They've been on those for almost 2 years, and we've been trucking water up from Scone for almost 18 months of that period, and they've tolerated that. They've put up with it. They have done very little whining or complaining, and more credit to them for being so patient and waiting for this end result. That aside, I think we probably now just move on and actually see some water running through this line. The other thing that I would like to say, and I don't think it's been mentioned, is that we did actually go from level 6 to level 2 water restrictions this morning, so that coincides with the opening of the pipeline, and I'm sure the Murrurundi residents will certainly make use of that. So thank you.
Do you guys want any questions? Or?
Yeah, if you want to do them now or fill that up, I don't care.
Yeah, we'll do them now and then we can do this. Yep. So who do you want to ask questions to?
Wayne?
Wayne?